On Sunrise, I'm Jason Hackett. Alicia has the morning off. Let's get right over to meteorologist John Ziegler in our backyard because our weather team is issuing a KARE 11 weather impact alert for this weekend. John, things could get pretty messy.
Yeah, they are. And it's been pretty quiet, so we're gearing up for all modes of weather, which feels right for Minnesota. We're tracking thunderstorms all the way to snow, as you heard there. But the timing's important. We got this from late Friday through Sunday morning. The impacts, they're not going to be consistent the entire time. What we know is there's going to be two chances of really impacts here. Friday night after 9 p.m. So Friday evening plans, like I'm keeping my plans. I'm watching out for a few isolated severe thunderstorms, mainly to the southeast of the Twin Cities. Then a lull Saturday morning before the rain picks up. It's going to rain Saturday hard in the evening for everyone. We know that. And then the question is, who's getting the snow? We know the chances are higher north of the metro, so you need to be prepared for umbrellas and shovels. That's comical, but that's our life. 42 degrees out here right now. Nice mild start. Got a little bit of sprinkle activity. Some of that rain is actually pushing off to Eau Claire. We're mainly dry. Radar shows clear skies here starting to come in throughout the rest of the day, and we're going to be around 60 with some sunshine. Good end to your Thursday. We'll map out everything you need to know in your forecast coming up. Busy morning on the roads with that traffic alert, CC.
It has been busy. We've been keeping an eye on this rollover in Minneapolis. It has these two right lanes closed. This is 94 westbound, just north of Dowling Avenue. I mean, since I started tracking this over the past 10 minutes, more police and other authorities have come to the scene to try to clear this up. But we're issuing the impact alert not because of the delays. You see that there are no delays impacting drivers as they head towards 694. We're issuing it because of how large the police presence is here. So I will keep my eye on this, let you know when this clears. But if you're in this area over the next 20 minutes or so, please stay left. I've seen a lot of people having to merge, almost crashing into these MnDOT trucks because they weren't paying attention. Otherwise, things across the metro pretty good for the most part. If you see this one red area, though, on 169 near the Plymouth area, there is another crash I'm keeping my eye on. So just after 6:15, I'll pop that up on a live camera.
All right, CC, we will talk to you soon. Thank you so much. The world right now reacting to President Trump's plan to impose 25% tariffs on cars and trucks not made in America. Canada's prime minister is so concerned that he called an emergency press conference just a few hours ago. News like this often affecting the markets. These are the live stock futures. We've been watching the numbers closely all night here. The Dow Jones holding steady in the green this morning. And Wall Street did, though, take another big hit yesterday once investors heard that the tariffs were imminent. Michelle Beck is live in Golden Valley. And Michelle, according to one report, nearly half of the cars sold in the U.S. are imports, so this is a huge deal.
Oh, yeah, certainly, Jason. A very, very big deal here. The president says his latest round of tariffs will start exactly a week from right now, and they will be permanent, the president says. And I found some estimates. According to Auto Week, these prices will increase anywhere between $4,000 and $12,000. That all depends, of course, on the model here. As laid out in this White House fact sheet posted in the last 12 hours, Trump's latest move will stamp a 25% tax on foreign cars. The tariffs will also apply to foreign auto parts, even if they're for cars assembled in the U.S. Expecting to raise $100 billion in revenue annually, the Trump administration wants to boost domestic manufacturing. One economist from the Peterson Institute told the AP these kinds of taxes fall more heavily on the middle and working class.
A lot of companies are going to be in great shape because they've already built their plant, but their plants are underutilized, so they'll be able to expand them inexpensively and quickly.
And we also build and restore our own cars in Europe, which we then import. So now we're really concerned, like, okay, our prices went up by 25% overnight.
And a lot of international reaction coming in overnight. Here's one from the European Union's executive body. The president there says that she deeply regrets this decision by the U.S. She says the EU will be looking to negotiate. Jason.
Yeah, not just the cost of new cars, but insurance premiums can go up, maintenance costs can go up, so this is going to have an impact on a lot of folks. Michelle Beck reporting live this morning. Thank you. Now, this morning, searchers say they will keep looking for a man missing for nearly 3 weeks. The crews are focusing around the Crow River in Rogers, where Maurice Jackson was last seen. The 30-year-old is from Minneapolis, and his mother doesn't know why he was there. Police say they have a few clues and did find a pair of sweatpants and a set of keys nearby, but they can't confirm if they're his. Right now, his family is pleading for answers.
If I knew where he was at, even if I had a body, I could probably, at least heal. But this not knowing is unbearable.
Police say they don't suspect foul play, but still call the case unusual. We did reach out to them right before the newscast to see if there were any new developments, but we haven't heard back yet. Right now, there's a tip line posted on KARE11.com if you know anything about what happened to Jackson. This morning, former state senator Justin Eichorn is waking up in a halfway house and not a jail cell. That's where he'll spend his time awaiting his trial. Eichorn left a federal court after a judge granted his release. He's accused of soliciting a minor for sex. In yesterday's hearing, we learned Eichorn asked his wife to pick up a laptop from his St. Paul apartment that the pair allegedly used for business. The FBI stopped her from doing so, though. Police arrested Eichorn 10 days ago during a prostitution sting in Bloomington. This morning, St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter is celebrating the governor's decision to bring state workers back to the office, but not everyone shares his enthusiasm. The mayor says he and the governor have been talking about bringing back workers for months now to get foot traffic back to St. Paul. The new policy requires state employees to come to the office at least 50% of the time, starting on June 1st. But one woman living in Princeton says that will mean a very long commute. Addison Otto works at the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency and accepted the job in 2023 after being told that she would work remotely.
I cried. I cried multiple times last night. There's no one else who can pick the kids up, and so that's definitely a big concern for me.
Addison says she's not speaking on behalf of the agency, but as a mom of 2 young kids in daycare who works full-time and maintains a farm when she's off the clock, she's worried about making new arrangements. Well, time now 6:08, and we are so excited here at KARE 11. Our food fight wrapped up just a few hours ago, and with your help, we raised a huge amount of money and food that's already on its way to help feed hungry Minnesotans. Audrey, I know you've been doing some number crunching this morning, so drum roll here. Where do we end up?
Well, Jason, let me tell you, Minnesota really showed up and showed out over the course of this entire month. A lot of food is now headed to local pantries this morning, and it's all thanks to our partners, the Salvation Army, Cub Foods, and of course you, yes, you at home. Because of your generosity, we collected enough for 960,000 meals all across the state. Now, to break that down into poundage, that's more than 2,300 pounds of food. For the second year in a row, Team Reggie took the lead with more than 1,000 pounds. And this is critical because nearly 2/3 of U.S. households report living paycheck to paycheck. 1 in 5 families struggle with food insecurity. The Salvation Army says those numbers are growing.
Families are struggling. They need this food. Our food shelves visits are growing by the month. It's always a good day when the community comes together to do something good for their neighbors.
Now, when I was at the Salvation Army yesterday during sunrise, captains with the organization told me that summer is one of their busiest times of year, with more people seeking help during those warmer months. So all of your support early on in the year will make a huge difference. Jason, I think a lot of people assume the Salvation Army is just the holiday kettle ringing, bell ringing campaign, and that's really the most visible time of year for them, but they're year round.
Yes, food insecurity is a year-round issue, so this money and this food will go a long way. A round of applause to all of you out there